Am I live yet? Am I live yet? I don't know. I think I should be live. What's up, guys? I have a little bit of time between now and the time I got to get prepped up for tonight's day 3 of the mindset and motivation workshop. So if you guys have come to the first 2 days, hopefully you got something out of it. We've got so many people reaching out to us saying that they just really loved it. So it's been awesome. Tonight we are going to finish. We're going to drop the hammer. We're going to bring the heat. But until then, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and hop on Facebook and do a impromptu midday Q&A. So guys, I'm pulling up the Facebook group right now. If you're watching and you have questions or anything that I can help you out with for your video business, drop it in the chat. If you're watching in the paid Facebook group inside the Real Deal Video Strategist Club, or if you're watching in our free Facebook group, I am going to go ahead and monitor both. So let me go ahead and pull these up real quick, and then I'll start answering questions. Go ahead and monitor both. So let me go ahead and pull. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Very exciting. Very, very excited for tonight. Do me a favor, guys. Let me know if you are here. Leave me a comment and let me know if you are in the room. Got to make sure that this is working because we want to live stream tonight. Here we go. Let me know if you are in. Okay. Here. Let's see if I can get somebody to respond. It says that somebody's watching. Guys, do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this is live streaming and which group you are watching this in. I am doing a really quick impromptu midday Q&A. So if there's anything that I can help out with your video business, put it in the chat. What are you guys working on? What do you need help with? What do you need suggestions on? Put it in there. Who is watching? Hey, what's up, Chris Stewart? I see you, brother. Chris, I appreciate your message, man. Right here. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay. Live from TRDVSC. There we go. Okay. Jurg's here. What's up, Jurg? How's things in Germany, man? Things good? I hope so. What can I help you guys out with? I got like maybe 30 minutes. I'm just going to hang out on this live stream and answer some questions. What can I assist with? It's working. What's up, Tommy? Tommy, have you been on, I think I saw you in both of the days of our mindset and motivation workshop. What'd you think? Let me know. And that's, how's the fam? Dude, my fam was great. My family's great. My dad came in and visited for a couple of days, and they headed back to Albuquerque, and then my dad and my grandpa are going to come back once our baby is born. So we're very excited. Hey, Mark, everything is looking good. We're testing, so we should be good to go. Let me know if you can hear the audio. Everything audio is coming through all right. You guys can hear that? Cool. Okay. Yours got a question. A lot too, so sadly needed to sleep, but watch the first replay straight. Hey, okay. All right. You're good stuff. Hopefully you got something out of it. Very, very good. Come on. Send me some questions. What does Avery say? Yeah, my audio sounds great. Avery, that is a weight off my shoulders, dude, because audio is the thing that I struggle with the most. Audio and color. Audio and color. I'm constantly trying to get that right. So cool. Okay. Yes, sir. Both were great. Psych for tonight. I need to work on my pitch and what kind of ROI for a business. Tommy, that's huge. Got to have that pitch. Got to be able to take people through a proper process. So that way, when they show up on your doorstep, you have a process in place that gets you to a point where you can close, land that deal, and then film. And then once you close, got to have a process in place to be able to do pre-production, production, post-production. And then once that's done, process in place for distribution, right? So processes are really, really important to be able to do that. But yes, getting that pitch down and that process is incredibly important. That way we can do the fun stuff, which is use our camera, right? Because that's what we truly love to do, but we got to be able to get there. We got to land some deals in order to do that. So very good, Tommy. Tommy, are you, have you purchased into the Real Deal Video Strategist Club or any of our programs? I'm not sure if I've seen your name in there, but cool. Let me know. Can't make the workshop tonight. I have a meeting with a potential client, but can't wait to watch the replay. Avery, that's what I'm talking about. Go get those clients, baby. Make it happen. How are things in New York? Everything's good? Good, good, good. Also, our Jedi friend, Mr. Grumbo, and his after wedding upgrades. Grumbo's my boy. I love Adam. He filmed my wedding. Yeah, so I had him out. Guys, I'm doing an impromptu live stream Q&A session. What do you need help with in your business? I got 30 minutes. 30 minutes before I got to shut this down and go prep up for tonight and make sure everything's good. What can I help out with your business? What do you guys want to talk about? Business partner decision, but hopefully soon. Tommy, listen. We got a bunch of programs, dude. We got the Real Deal Video Strategist Club, which is going to be we're going to give you guys a 40% off code tonight on the workshop. So it's super affordable, dude. It's less than like $600, I think, is what we're going to have it at tonight. So very, very small investment. We also have the micro content mastery course, which is at $549. So if you're looking to get moving and get the ball rolling, take a look at those programs, man, because they are moving the dial for so many of our members. And it's very, very affordable. So, Tommy, we'll talk about that more tonight. You can ask some questions about that. We'll make that happen for you. Okay. Currently working on a proposal for a luxury car dealership. Any advice? Tell me a little bit more about this, Avery. I need a little bit more details about this. Where are you at in the process? Have you gone through a discovery meeting? What are their pain points? That's the biggest thing. What is their pain point? What are we trying to solve? Do they need more sales? Do they need more employees? Like, what do they need? Luxury car dealerships. You're welcome, Tommy. We will see you there tonight, brother. Give me more details, Avery. I need more information to be able to help you out. Okay. Did we ever go over setting up a biz, LLC, S Corp, etc.? We can talk about that, Chris. And I will say that I am not an attorney. I am not a CPA. I am not a tax professional. You have to go consult with those people in your area. But we can talk about it a little bit from my understanding. So there's a kind of basic level of setting up what's called a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship is a business that is under or is formed using your own social security number. So there's liability there. There's lower cost to get in, but there's liability because it's all tied to your social security number. So when we talked about the other day about how I started my first business when I was like 24 years old and I completely failed, since it was tied to my personal social security number and I didn't have a separate EIN, which is an employee identification number, because I was only a sole proprietor, then I had huge repercussions to that, like personal finance repercussions. So sole proprietor can get you in, but if you're really going to be serious about doing your business, I would talk to your attorney and your CPA about setting up an LLC. An LLC, what it does is it creates with the IRS what's called the EIN, your employee identification number. And that's like a social security number for your business, completely separate from your personal finances. So you've separated those two things so that one's not going to touch the other. It is more expensive. There are different taxes that are due, a little bit more labor intensive, but there's a lot less liability. Now, once you start kind of getting up to a higher place in business, right? My CPA said that once we get to about $75,000 yearly of revenue, then it might be good to take a look at what's called an S Corp. An S Corp just is an LLC that is filed as an S corporation, but there's big tax deductions that are possible by setting up an S Corp, because basically instead of you owning the company, you become an employee of the company, which means that it reduces your self-employment tax. So there's tax benefits, but you have to get up to a certain dollar amount. And again, talk to your CPA, talk to your attorney, but you get to a certain dollar amount to make that realistic to have an S Corp. So it really just depends on where you're at in the journey, Chris. LLC is probably, I don't know. Go talk to your tax professional. Go talk to your attorney before I can do all that. Let's see here. Forrest, I see your question, Forrest. Let me get back to that here in just a second. I think Avery responded to me in the other group. Yes. Oh yeah, Mark, totally glad that you brought that up. Chris, so in the VSC, dude, in the Video Strategist Collective, we do quarterly tax workshops with our tax strategist, Chris Middleton. So we brought him in. He's a preferred partner. He gives us workshops every single quarter. So that way everybody knows like how to set their stuff up, the tax deductions you should be looking at, the tax strategies, the write-offs, the credits, all of that stuff. We have that in the Video Strategist Collective. Taxes is one of those things, guys. Taxes is one of those things that if you're going to be a business owner, you're going to deal with the taxes, and you got to have an expert that's going to be able to help you out. So because it's such an important and crucial part of running a business, we have brought a tax strategist into our mastermind to help every single one of our members, should our members need that help. So Mark, thank you so much for bringing that up. Chris, you're in the VSC. So what's the name in VSC? His name is Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton. In fact, we did a whole workshop, not a workshop, but we did our first quarterly tax session like 3 weeks ago. So go into the app, go into the workshops, and there is a tax strategy session in the workshop section of the app. And you'll be able to see our first tax session that we did with Chris Middleton. Okay, let me see, Forrest. Let me read this. I'm in a small town and I'm finding that I am too big of a fish. I'm so experienced with the premium product, but everyone automatically assumes they can't afford me. As I'm typing that, I'm realizing I'm in the wrong market. Probably. I just got my music video on CMT and have had some huge clients, but we are dry as crap here now. Just wondering, how could I jumpstart again during a dry spell? Listen, when you live in a rural area, small town, obviously it's going to be a little bit more challenging. It's not something that it's not something that's going to completely stop you. It's just a different type of challenge. So you got to look at the type of clients that you really want to land. Let me ask you this, Forrest, what kind of videos do you want to produce? Are you looking to produce corporate work, or are you looking to produce more music videos like what you have on CMT? Tell me a little bit more about that. No, you're fine. You're fine, Forrest. Gio, I'll get to your question here in a little bit. So one of the things, Forrest, is that there's big industry in small towns. You just got to think of the industries that provide products and services to small towns. We've had students in the Real Deal and in the VSC go close deals with like land clearing companies or farm equipment companies, stuff like that. You have to look at what is in that small town and what the services are in that small town. Now, if those are not the type of clients that you're looking for, that's not your ideal video project, or you want to do something else, listen, man, if you got a car and you're willing to commute 3 or 4 or 5 hours, there's got to be a giant city somewhere near you, right? Like, I'll be honest with you, probably about 60% of the work that I do for my clients is not in Austin, Texas, right? It's not in Austin's a big city, but if I did live in a small town, even still, the majority of my work is 2.5 to 4 hours away from where I live. Right. I travel all over the place because I am able to. It's not that hard to hop in the truck, load up, and go film a project, in Houston or in San Antonio or in Dallas or any of the other big cities that are around. So if you're really looking for some of those clients that you would see in a bigger city situation as opposed to a rural situation, then you just have to start kind of doing your lead generation efforts in those big cities and be willing to commute to film projects, which for me personally, I don't mind. If they're going to pay me $7,000 to drive 2 hours and film and then drive home, hey, cool. I'm all good with that. 2 hours, in a 2-hour radius, I have no idea how many businesses, dude. Just absolute huge amounts of opportunity. So that's the way that I look at it. I really specialize in creative, like music, videos, sports, commercials. Yeah, that doesn't sound like you're going to find too much of that in a small town. I guess maybe you could. I mean, I'm not to say that there's not musicians in small towns, but I think that the serious musicians probably, head on out to places like Nashville or LA or, wherever that scene is. So if that's truly what your passion is, you may just have to be willing to travel back and forth to some of those bigger cities to find it. I need someone else to I'm 30 minutes from Mobile, Alabama. I think I'm going to just switch most of our marketing efforts that way. Yeah. Put your marketing efforts there. Put your networking efforts there. There's networking groups that meet virtually all the time, right? So you can legitimately meet nationally. I'm getting plugged in. In fact, I just had a business meeting this morning for us with a guy who is part of a business network. And he's like, man, I've got people all over the country that could use your help. One, are you mobile? Two, if you're not mobile, do you have people that we can call on to, film projects? So like, say for instance, you're in Texas and, there's something going on in Colorado. Do you have people there that might be able to help? Absolutely. Yeah. One, I'm mobile. I can definitely travel. My team can travel. Right. And two, I absolutely have people that I can call on in other parts of the country. So, and we network just right here on Zoom. I network with them. I get to know them. They want to do business with me. Cool. We figure it out. Right. I don't even have to leave my home to land business. I had to leave to go film it, obviously. But if you're looking to do that, that might be the way to go, Forrest. Okay, cool. Geo, do you think you will ever hire employees? Geo, probably not. I think I have different ambitions than maybe a lot of people. There's people that want to scale and have like a full-on agency, right? Like just a whole thing. For me, I don't know that I wanted. There's a lot that comes into that, and I haven't totally taken that off the table, Geo. But I really enjoy just having a network of contractors that I can call on at any time. It's very efficient for me. There's a lot less liability, a lot less headache. When you have employees, there's things like you got to provide workman's comp, and then they're going to start asking for benefits. And there's a lot that goes into having a W-2 employee. And I don't know that that's the right move for me as far as bringing on outside people. Now that I do have on my payroll, like my wife, she does some stuff for my business every once in a while. So we'll put her on the payroll, but that's mainly for tax benefits. And then she helps me with the small things. So that's definitely something that I do. But as far as building on like a full service agency or having W-2 employees, man, to me, I don't know that I'll do that. That's just me though. That's nothing wrong with scaling and bringing an agency and having W-2 employees. There's just unique challenges that for me are not something that I feel like dealing with. So hopefully that answers. Okay. Let me see here. Let me flip back and forth here. Okay, Avery, let me go back to Avery. Let me see what you said. Well, not new to sales because no inventory. They don't have any inventory. So driving traffic to their brand new service center. So far, I have 3 options. Option A, service department video. Option B, service department video website, brand message video plus headshots. Option C, service department video trifecta package, staff headshots with commercial rights plus 360 Google tour. Option A. Okay, cool. That's interesting. So not new sales because they don't have any inventory. Let me go back up to your original part, Avery. Proposal for a luxury car dealership. So they're a dealership, but they don't have any inventory. So right now they're basically service, like the service department of a dealership. So they're basically like mechanics until they get inventory. I think I'm understanding that correct. And that's all right. Cause I mean, car dealerships make a ton of money, right? Like manufacturers make a ton of money by having a service department. People's cars break down. That happens, right? Luxury stuff. I think, and again, I don't know the whole specifics of the situation, Avery, but to me, if I had a luxury vehicle, I think a lot of people don't really understand the maintenance or the cost of having a luxury vehicle. So maybe some educational videos about what they need to do to maintain and understand the cost. That way they're not have sticker shock when they take their Mercedes or their BMW in and they're like taken back by how much it costs to repair. So maybe some stuff like that is really good to have. Definitely some stuff that shows off their abilities to fix different kinds of cars. I like your packages. Option A, $2,500. Option B, 5. Option C, 12. A lot of times what happens when you give these three options, they go kind of, hey, diddle diddle right down the middle, and they'll pick option B because they don't want the small one. They don't want the big one. They go right down the middle. But yeah, if their biggest thing is getting people to come and use their service, then educational videos, micro content is going to be huge for them. You got to build trust. Have to build trust with a mechanic, because a lot of people don't trust mechanics. I've got a mechanic that I trust wholeheartedly. I got two of them actually, so I know my cars are being taken care of. But before I knew these two guys, it was hard to trust a mechanic. So anything that builds trust is going to be important. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, they only have like 10 or less cars on site. That's I wonder if they're just starting out, or if that's just their business model where they have a very exclusive amount of cars on site. Run ad campaigns too. Listen, like dealerships, they need eyes on their stuff. They need people to bring their cars in. That's just how it works. What is the benefits of doing with them as opposed to anybody else? Micro content's going to be big for them. Yes. Send more. Gotcha. So they're waiting on the manufacturers to send more. What kind of cars are they going to have on their lot? Interesting. Tommy says, I booked a booth at a next bridal show, but any advice for destination video? Tommy, I don't do a lot of weddings. I've done one, and that was the last one that I did. It's not my lane. But I do travel quite a bit. Have yourself a really good travel size bag. I bought two really big ones. They're Manfrotto bags. They work very, very well. Make sure that you understand what type of batteries can be taken on to the plane as a carry-on, and what type of batteries, the lithium ion batteries, need to be put into your bag, and if they need to be individually wrapped. You can go online and there's YouTube videos on it. It's pretty easy, but the last thing that you want to do is show up and have to rearrange your entire bag. That's a giant pain in the butt. So traveling is fun though. Traveling is a lot of fun. Okay. Any interest in FPV topics to the VSC? Like drone topics? Talk to me. How do we use drones? Chris, not quite understanding that question. Everybody that's hopping on, I'm just doing an impromptu Q&A session. So if there's something that you want to ask about your business or need help with, very, very informal, impromptu Q&A, and then we're going to get set up for tonight. Do you realize the impact you or Mark have had? Like, hell, changed lives. I do, Geo, and that's a good question. It's one of those things where I don't know that I'm ever going to be hungry. Like the thing that keeps me up at night when I'm thinking about the Real Deal and the Video Strategist Collective, the thing that keeps me up is, are we doing enough to help people be more successful, right? Like what else can we bring to the table? What resources, what education, what value? And we've made some strides, but I think that I'm just the kind of person that's never content. So even though I know we've made a big difference for so many people, I want it to be even bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes maybe I overcare about the people in our community. But I think that's a good thing, because it pushes me to find new ways to help you guys out. But I appreciate that, Gio. We're trying to make as much a difference as possible. So I'm glad it's making a difference for you. So I appreciate that. Let's see here. Just learned about the V mount limit. Yeah, V mounts. Oh, you can take a bunch of V mounts. They just have to be individually wrapped, I think. Last time I traveled to Puerto Rico, they allowed us to, and the V mounts came in this nice little carrying case. Tommy, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go see if I can find I'll be right back. Okay, so Tommy, so for V mounts, I got these V mounts and it comes with this little individual case. This is like how it comes packaged. So it goes in, it's got the little zipper deal, zoom, all right. And then good to go, right? They're individually wrapped, and TSA didn't give me any problem with this. And this is just how it comes. Worked for me. I don't know. Double check before you go, because I'd hate for you to show up with that and you can only take a certain amount of emails. Max 99 most airlines. Others think it's 120. Oh, you mean the do you mean the power of the V mount or the total number of batteries that you can have? I wonder what this one is. This is a 95 WH, I think, capacity. 95. Double check. I don't know. Maybe you can see that this is, I had zero problems taking this one on. Hopefully you can see. Maybe I can put a link or something. I don't know. I bought these on Amazon, had zero problems. So cool. And thank you. Yeah, always trying to grow. 95 WH is good. Cool. There you go. 95 it is. FPV drones. Okay, yes, adding information on FPV drones. The entry point into FPV is steep, but it could be a good addition for business to add another product to their arsenal. FPV, drones in general. I have a love-hate relationship with drones. Quite honestly, the majority of my clients, even FPV stuff and regular drones, I use it very, very little. Probably like 2.5 to 5% total footage that I use in my videos is any sort of drone work. I don't see it as a big thing. I'm not saying that there's not a market for it, but I don't know that we'll look into it. How about that? I'll look into it and we'll see, Chris, and see if there's a necessity or a way that we can add value by having information about FPV and how to work that into a business. Never really thought about it just because I very rarely put anything in any drone work. So, okay. Okay. Micro content. Let me see what you just said, Dylan. Hang on. Okay, I have doing lots of micro content on TikTok. My results are accounts reached 273% increase. Let's go. That's a big old increase. Okay. Accounts engaged 319%. However, clients feedback saying it's not converting. Any feedback? Yeah, where are you driving that traffic to, right? So like you got to understand that micro content and promo videos are like the top of the funnel, right? So you need to drive that traffic. It's part of the awareness phase, which is the biggest phase of a customer journey, right? You're going to get a bunch of people, eyeballs in there, and then you got to drive them to a point where they enter a consideration phase where they're doing that extreme research. So where are you driving them to is that next level of your customer journey. Is it squared away? And then when you drive them through that, you take them to the bottom where it's the conversion phase, and you got to have the content and the pieces in place to be able to convert. So it's great to have all those eyeballs. Yes, got to convert, but you got to make sure that the whole thing is in place. Hopefully that makes sense. Sheila's got a question. I just started, and the proposal you share in day or 2 or 3 of the sales trifecta really helped. Good. It's helping to not get caught up in overwhelming potential clients with too much info and gets to their pain points and priorities. So thank you, Sheila. You're welcome. Yeah, a lot of times we got to keep it simple, right? And the sales trifecta does that. Very, very simple. It's 3 types of videos. You push people through just like I said, the awareness, consideration, and conversion phase. And truly more times than not, they're just looking to increase their sales. That's like 90% of the video work that I do is because they want to increase their sales, right? And then every once in a while, we'll get something else. We want to hire more employees. We're a nonprofit, so we want to get more donors. I'm an influencer, so I want more eyeballs, all this stuff like that. But like 85 to 90% of the time, it's get us more sales, and getting more sales. The strategy is not that complex. It's really not. So keep it simple, but good stuff. Sheila, glad that you enjoyed it. The offer has to be sweet. Let go. Yeah, Lester, expand on that. Lester's crushing it with the micro content right now. Really liking his stuff that you're putting out, Lester. It's looking fantastic. Tommy, yeah. So drone stuff, there's gonna be stuff that's gonna be more drone. It's I don't really do a lot of it, so maybe that's why we've never really looked into it. So um again, we are very focused on video strategy and more the business side of what's going on and not necessarily the technical side. I feel like drone is just a different, it's just like a camera, right? Like it's a tool for whatever job that you have. So I don't let me wrap my mind around that, guys. I'll think about it. Let's see if we can come up with some business ideas for drone work and stuff like that. So okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and listen. If you have not watched the replay from yesterday, go watch the replay from yesterday. It was fire. We had a good time. We talked about risks, which is totally necessary in business, right? If you're going to be an entrepreneur, there's going to be situations that come up that are risky, and you're going to have to decide, should I do this or should I not do this? And there's a way to go about making that decision, right? And we covered that all yesterday. The replay is available for until 9 p.m. tonight, 9 p.m. And then we're taking it down, guys. The reason that we're taking it down is because if we have it recorded and it's just available, then nobody shows up and then it just sits there. No. If you want this knowledge, if you want this information, if you guys want to get over your fear of taking risks, then you got 24 hours to watch this thing, and it's going to disappear at 9 p.m. For those of you guys who caught day one, that's already been taken down. And if you missed it, you missed a good one. We talked about imposter syndrome, how to get rid of imposter syndrome. We talked about how to build your confidence. We talked about defining your greatness. We have had so much amazing feedback from that if you guys missed out, I honestly feel bad for you, because that was such a good workshop. And people are, when you see that bucket syndrome, when you guys see hashtag bucket syndrome, you guys will be like, dang, what the heck is everybody talking about? So I will say that tonight, you guys are going to want to be on this workshop. Be there. Is going to be awesome. We are going to do a group exercise to help you guys overcome procrastination, because how many of us procrastinate? We're just like, man, I don't want to do this right now, and I'm going to do something else. And then all of a sudden you got this backlog, and it's just a mess. Procrastination is going to kill your productivity. It's going to slow you down. It's going to hammer your results. So we're going to do a group exercise that'll help you to stop procrastinating. And then I'm going to give you I got 6 hacks in total, 2 bonus hacks, and then the 4 biggest hacks that I use that help me to keep my mind in a good and strong place. Because when you have good mental fitness, then there's a lot of clarity, there's a lot of confidence, there's decisiveness, there's all these strong things. When your mind's not in the right place, then you got the imposter syndrome, you're overthinking everything, you're stressing out, you got anxiety, you're not decisive, you're like super indecisive, all of that stuff. So we're going to do that tonight. I'm going to give you the 4 hacks so that way you guys can walk away and be like, okay, sweet. I'm going to put these in place. That way I can get out of my own dang head. My head is stopping me from being successful. So we will be doing that tonight. I hope to see all of you guys there. For real, Chris, tell them about that. You're going to take a risk if you don't watch that replay. It's only available till 9 p.m. Then it's absolutely coming down. So, okay, cool. I think I'll just go ahead and end this here. We did a successful test, little Q&A, and we will see you guys in about 2.5 hours.